It was going really good for one Pennsylvania sprint car driver until it went really bad. Regional guys rule at Talladega, and we'll talk sprint car silly season news and late model crew guy swaps. Let's go. It's Sunday, April 6th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Right now, at your local Kubota dealer, Orange Days are going on. It's the best time of the year to get Kubota equipment at unbeatable prices. And while you're there, make sure to ask about Kubota's K-Maintenance program for your newly purchased machine. K-Maintenance is the ultimate solution for proactive and preventative maintenance. Their expert technicians will work closely with you to identify and address potential issues before they become major problems. They're going to develop a customized maintenance plan tailored to your specific needs. They utilize cutting-edge diagnostic tools to get your equipment back up and running quickly. And they're going to do it all with Kubota Genuine Parts. With K-Maintenance, did you know you get price protection? You don't have to worry about inflation and all of the stuff going on right now because your parts and labor prices are locked in when you purchase your plan. Don't let maintenance woes hold you back. Choose K-Maintenance and experience the difference for yourself. You can find the closest dealer to you in the My Kubota app or visit KubotaUSA.com. So despite there being some national touring guys in the pit area, the regional drivers really starred over the two Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series nights at the Talladega short track. Friday night, pole sitter Zach Mitchell led 38 of 40 laps from the pole, but he got nipped late by third starting Dale McDowell. The $8,000 win for McDowell was his first of the season and first since a July Southern Nationals win in 2024. He actually started the season during Speed Weeks, helping out the Riggs Motorsports team in a bit of a driver coaching role. McDowell also ended up driving an 81 car for the team at Volusia and Alltech, but he really struggled. No features made in 4 attempts. Since jumping, though, from the Riggs Longhorn back into the Shane McDowell Racing Team Zero, he's been a lot better. 4th against the Outlaws at Smoky Mountain, the Friday win with Hunt the Front, and then a 6th in the Saturday show. Not bad for a driver that's going to be 59 years old next month. The Saturday 12,000 to win finale was dominated by Sam Seawright. He led all 50 circuits from the pole. It was win number 4 of the year for Seawright, who also won the Ice Bowl at Talladega back in January. Of the national teams, the two highest finishing drivers were Ryan Gustin and Garrett Alberson. Gustin is a guy who's had plenty of success at Talladega in the past. Both of those guys grabbed at third place finishes. I thought we'd see more from Brandon Overton over the weekend. They had mechanical issues Friday. They faded to 9th on Saturday after starting on the second row. They looked like the previous weekend like they were maybe finding some stuff and some speed, and this track is really one that's been good for Overton in the past. Leaving the weekend with now almost a month off until the next Hunt the Front Series race, Zach Mitchell has taken over the championship lead. He was actually 27th on Saturday, but Hunt the Front full-timers dropped their worst finish now, so he actually picked up the lead despite the woes. It's super tight, though, through the first 4 races. The top 5 in the Hunt the Front standings separated by just 12 points, and the top 10 split by just 46. Livonia and Cherokee are up next that first weekend in May. The only weekend 410 sprint car action that got completed was the Saturday weekly show at Lincoln Speedway in Pennsylvania. Anthony Macri started 9th, but took the lead for good inside 10 to go when leader Dallas Schott went for a big ride down the backstretch. Schott had just taken the lead from Macri in lap traffic with a slider, but he got up into the fluff out of 2, got big sideways. Macri tried to miss him to the inside, but Schott caught Macri's right rear with his left front, went for a big tumble. That car was destroyed. Schott, though, okay afterwards. Macri was able to continue, and then it was all the 39M from there. Macri topped JJ Loss and Kyle Moody at the checkered. It was a shame for Schott, as it would have been a career day for him, even if he'd hung on to a podium finish. The Friday night show at Williams Grove was halted mid-feature because of rain. Matt Campbell was leading Macri in that one at the time of the delay. They will run the rest of that show this coming Friday night in addition to their regular program. Elsewhere, David Gasper was a USAC CRA winner at Paris. Shane Golubic won the midget show at Placerville, and Jaden Bowling and Ryan Turner split USCS wins at Carolina and Cherokee. NASCAR Cup Series driver and World of Outlaws team owner Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished 2nd in that Friday show at Carolina in a rare sprint car appearance. He did that before he went to Darlington for the weekend. Couple of news items to hit on today as well. Just a week out from the start of the All-Star Circuit of Champions return season, the Demyan Rudzik 49X team announced a driver change on Saturday. Previously, this team was going full-time All-Star racing this year with Cale Thomas back in the car after he'd been in the Jay Kaiser ride in 2024. Thomas previously a driver of the 49X. Tim Schaefer actually drove it last season. Instead, though, the 49X will now be driven by Trey Jacobs this season. I've seen a bunch of people wondering what's up, where Cale Thomas is going, and this is sort of the announcement after the announcement that this time came before the announcement. Jacobs revealed as Thomas' replacement before Thomas' new deal is actually public. This is the type of stuff that just kills me about the sport of dirt racing. Folks get mad when people like me and those on social media break these stories in advance of announcements being made. But too many people end up knowing what's going on, releases take too long to come out, and things start to leak. There comes a point where I can't really avoid talking about this, especially in a case just like this one. I could dance around Cale Thomas replacing a very recently retired sprint car driver, or I could just come out and say the plan is for Cale Thomas to replace Jacob Allen in the Shark Racing 1A, which I've known for nearly a week at this point. Teams and drivers and the quote-unquote PR people want to control the narrative here, but once they start talking to everyone behind the scenes, it's no longer their narrative to control. It doesn't take long for word to start getting around. And also in this specific case, the 49X team is under no obligation to play nice with Shark or Thomas, and they race in a week. They want to find their replacement, get the word out, and move on. It's something that I will literally never understand about this sport. And finally, Nick Hoffman and the DIRTRACKR team have added some crew help in recent days. For Speed Weeks, Ricky Thornton Jr. had brought Nathan Sletto in to crew chief the 20RT squad, and things had gone really well. Several wins and the big gator at Volusia. But at some point, Sletto decided this wasn't the gig for him, and he returned home to race modifieds again back in Iowa. We documented this on a previous daily show because it's been wild how many different crew guys and crew chief RTJ has had just in the last 12 months. And we talked about how it just hasn't really mattered. RTJ just keeps winning. Back on Thursday, though, Sletto shared to Facebook that he'd been offered 4 jobs since leaving the 20RT and decided to take this one with Hoffman out full-time with the World of Outlaws late models. It's an interesting turn of events, and maybe some drivers and teams hoping Sletto could maybe bring some of that RTJ magic to their squads. It also goes to show how in-demand crew guys are for these traveling late model teams these days. Hoffman currently sits 3rd in the Outlaw standings after 8 races, trying to keep pace with leader Bobby Pierce. The Outlaws are on track this coming week at Farmer City for the Illini 100. That's the daily show for this Sunday. If you want even more dirt racing content, make sure to check out DIRTRACKR.com and DIRTRACKR across social media. Wherever you are, we are as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.